You're recording.
Okay. So guys, I'm Brandon Swift. This is Brett Skinner, and we're talking about lefty sword fighting, and the kind of difference between lefty versus righty. The difference of lefty versus righty is that I'm not fighting across my opponent's sword, but I still have to manage to get past them. And one of the issues that we have is because our swords are on the same side against each other, there's huge consequences depending if you overextend on one side or the other, or any type of factor. So we'll talk about those, we'll identify what those factors are. Essentially, you have outside, which is outside my opponent's sword. I have inside, which is inside my opponent's sword, and then I have across, which is across my opponent's center line, which is going to be essentially their left shoulder in this case. Since most people are right-handed, and I'm left-handed, right? So one of the issues you have is that if I go way too far to the outside with an attack, my inside is very vulnerable, right? Kind of sucks. If I go way too far across and I overextend, my outside is very vulnerable. There's not a lot of consequences for attacking inside, except that maybe if I attack inside, like I have to make sure that I can actually hit that location, and because it's close to my opponent's hand, there's going to be some things where like I have to really accentuate the shot to make some of the shots land. It's also hard to hit without any setup. So maybe I can't hit the inside of their arm, but I'm going to need to do some fakes and stuff like that. And also I'm going to have to reach past their sword. If my opponent's ready to attack me when I'm reaching into that space, they can block it very easily and hit. It's also a pretty easily defended position, although it is the shortest point to reach. So yeah, those are the basic ideas of fighting lefty versus righty. Do you think it's that?
No, those are the lines. I mean, you have to understand, if you take that a step further, I mean, we're getting past basics, but understand that if I'm reaching to the outside, what am I exposing to the inside? If I'm reaching to the inside of the cross, what am I exposing to the right, to the outside? So you can start playing a little bit deeper into the game once we know that. I throw out, Raven's probably going to throw in, because that's what I'm giving him.
Yeah, just talk about basic riposte, since that's the thing. A lot of some lefties don't really utilize chops as much as they do. Some lefties tend to reach around the guard a lot more. They'll tend to do this, they'll tend to do this, or like whatever. They don't really pay attention to the short attacks that you can make that take advantage of your opponent's mistakes. The most common one is someone attacking the outside of your body, and just people kind of fuck this up sometimes. So if someone even they attack outside a little bit, I can just easily block with minimal amount of effort and just go and chop straight into their arm or their chest. It's a very minimal amount of effort. The exact same thing of when they extend into my crossbody, I can just easily go block, hit their arm. A lot of times I can block and keep my hand on their hand when I attack at this line. And that is kind of the things that make you win more often in a tournament, is if I don't have to expose myself and I can use very minimal effort to attack my opponent when they do something dumb, it wins a lot.
One of the things I like to talk about this, just because you hit it on it, is I talk a lot about being high level is about consistency, not your best performance, it's your average performance kind of.
Yeah.
And along this line, I can show you one of the things it took me forever to fix when I was fighting a lefty. It used to drive me crazy. Because a lefty would throw hard outside, I go, boom, and I pop. And I would kill him 100% of the time. And he would simo me at least 50% of the time. And every now and then maybe I accidentally hit outside arm instead of hitting my shoulder if we're moving, and I lose this fight. And I lose it after having the fight given to me, right? He goes deep outside, boom, we're done. But I wanted to go for this huge, I bet he can never block this shot, and it's way less consistent, right? If I want to be warlord, if I want to be the highest, I have to win regularly. It's not like when I have a good performance I win, I